the ABC News exclusive with Chris Christie. It's been nearly a month since the former New Jersey governor dropped out of the Republican race for the White House.
And now he's speaking out for the first time about his decision to drop out. The hot mic moment, making comments about Nikki Haley's campaign and the state of the presidential race right now. He sat down with ABC's George Stephanopoulos for this exclusive interview.
So you've had a couple of weeks to reflect on this run for president. What do you make of it?
I mean, I think the biggest frustration for me is that we have so many people in our party who complain about Donald Trump, but none of them are willing to do the hard work that needs to be done to rid our party and our country
privately.
Right. Yeah. But they're unwilling to do any of the hard work that's necessary to rid our party and our country of Donald Trump. But, you know, to me, George, the entire primary was over the night of the first debate.
Why?
Because when they ask you, would you still support him if he was a convicted felon? And 6 of the 8 people raised their hands on that stage. What it says to the largest debate audience we were ever going to have during the primary is his conduct is normal. 6 of these 8 candidates who are running against him say it's okay. So how do you expect voters to think it's not okay?
But what does it say about the Republican Party right now that you get booed when you say you wouldn't vote for a convicted felon to be president of the United States?
It says that none of the people in leadership have been willing to do the hard work to push back against Donald Trump's lies.
Your critics say it took you too long to get there.
Well, as all of them lag far, far behind me.
Nikki Haley's still running in South Carolina. Does she have any chance?
I mean, hard for me to say. It doesn't look like it. I mean, you know, the polling, interestingly, has been pretty accurate this year. New Hampshire ended pretty much the way we had polled we thought it would end.
Which is why you got out?
To me, once I became convinced I couldn't beat him in New Hampshire, it was time to get out.
Then you had that hot mic moment.
She's going to get smoked, and you and I both know it. She's not up to this.
What was going on there?
I'll tell you, George, it was a complete mistake. But the way I found out is actually the funniest part of the story. I had my phone on vibrate, but the only person whose ringtone burst through when I have it on vibrate is my son, Andrew. And the phone rang and I picked it up and I said, I'm getting ready to go out. He goes, hot mic, hot mic, hot mic. He was in the Dominican Republic watching on the live stream. And that's how I found out that the mic was hot.
Did you hear from Nikki Haley?
I did the next day. Yep. It was a 45-second conversation. She told me, I know it's a personal decision to get in a race and it's a tough decision to get out. I heard everything you said last night, including the hot mic. And I said, uh-huh. And she said, well, good luck. And I said, good luck to you.
So she didn't ask for an apology, you didn't give one?
No, there's no apology warranted.
Can you imagine endorsing her a little bit down the road?
No, not based on what she said. Look, imagine the position I'd be in if I endorsed someone who then turned around and endorsed Donald Trump. I'm not going to be put in that spot again, George. I made a decision in 2016, the only time in my political career where I endorsed someone purely for political reasons, even though I had some misgivings. And that's when I endorsed Donald Trump. And it was the biggest mistake I made in my political career. And I'm just not going to repeat that mistake for anybody.
Republicans, if Donald Trump won, would probably control the Senate. We don't know that they would control the House. We could be back in automatic impeachment land a week into the presidency. And look, I think if the Senate had done their job in January of 2021 and convicted him, which I believe he'll be convicted by a jury of his peers for that conduct. If it ever gets to trial.
I think it will. And my guess is that he will be, more likely than not, a convicted felon when he gets on the stage at the nominating convention in mid-July in Milwaukee.
So play out as a strategist. If you're running the campaign now to prevent Donald Trump from becoming president in 2024, what do you do?
Replace Joe Biden. I just think that Joe Biden is probably the only major Democrat who Donald Trump could beat. And I think that if President...
And Donald Trump may be the only Republican who Joe Biden can beat.
Exactly right. And, you know, I've known Joe Biden for 40 years. I like President Biden personally, always have. But, you know, past the sell-by date, it's just time.
It's a good sit down there, and our many thanks to George for that conversation.
And Chris Christie's new book is out today. It's called What Would Reagan Do? It's available anywhere books are sold.
Well, hey. Hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.